Right, so another day, another alarmist video from our mates at the Invasive Species Council.
Millions of feral deer are trashing the Australian bush, but most Aussies don't understand how they cause
Millions? Where do you get the millions number from? The latest science in Victoria certainly shows the number far less than that.
damage. The reality is this continent did not evolve with heavy, hard-hoofed herbivores that trash, trample and pollute the place. When
This continent did evolve with heavy, hard-hoofed herbivores. They persisted well into the late Pleistocene, as recently as 25,000 years ago. We're talking animals that were 2 metres tall, weighed 200 kilograms, had browse lines about the height of a giraffe's. This is an absolute furphy that keeps getting put out there by people who want to spread alarm about deer.
deer get into an area, they stop regeneration of seedlings. They
Stop regeneration of seedlings. How exactly?
strip the bark off trees and decimate the understory of forests.
That is not a deer rub. This is the second time in as many weeks that the Invasive Species Council have put up this image in one of their alarmist clips about deer. It's not a deer rub. It might be cattle, it might be a wombat, might be a macropod. It is not a deer rub.
They cause erosion in our riverbanks.
And that's not a riverbank.
They eat farmers' crops and cause
And that's not a farmer's crop.
damage to infrastructure, and when they get onto our roads, they cause crashes that are way worse than you get when you hit a kangaroo. We need governments to focus on dealing with the feral deer problem. That means stopping the westward spread. It means
There is no westward spread. His projections based on this Climatch algorithm that they used, which basically showed that deer would be everywhere they're not and nowhere that they are. The idea that there's going to be deer in the middle of the desert where there's no cover, no food and no water is absurd.
eradicating them where it's possible and having
Eradicating them is not possible. We published an article last week, which we'll link to, showing a recent paper that really clearly outlines that.
that focus and funding that Australia needs to get on top of our feral deer crisis.
And of course, they've got a donate here button in their link, because that's what this is all about, I think. The reality is that these people either don't know what they're talking about, in which case they shouldn't be listened to, or they do know what they're talking about, which is far worse, in which case they shouldn't be listened to because they're deliberately misleading the public.